eaters and watchers, right? I'm trying to get people to think about, while we're watching, let's do some of these couch potato exercises that I have on board today. But we're anxious, we're bored, we're in love, we're out of love, right?
Because you need
TV commercials. Well, sure, of course, you need to eat, but we need for all kinds of other reasons too, right? Because think about it. If you ate like a baby, right? The baby eats until she's full, and then she stops eating. But if you've got a bag of chips and you're watching your favorite show, do you necessarily stop eating when you're really full? No, you keep eating and eating, and even despite all of the noxious TV commercials, right? Maybe selling you some lying book, I don't know, but right. So our mind, right? We need to control what we do. So we're in love with all of these. Yes, but I just heard no.
No, I said a baby cannot read anyway.
A baby cannot read? Well, that's probably a good thing at that time, right? So the baby lets the body do what it needs to do. We eat for many reasons, so we don't really necessarily have one particular reason why we eat. Just only one reason. Of course, we need to eat to live, but too many of us eat and we just eat and keep going. And it's really, you got to find that cutoff point. Here's a good one. I tell this to my brother. He comes home from work and he goes, because I visit him and I'll see him eat, especially in front of the TV. He's not an overweight person, but he eats too much. And I go, wait a minute, slow down. If you slow down your body, right, your digestive system and the brain need to get together, right? So your digestive system says, yeah, I'm eating, but the brain hasn't realized I've had enough. You see? So you need to slow down, first of all, until the brain says, wait a minute, I've really had enough. You can cut off. So you could actually eat too quickly so that the brain hasn't realized that you've had enough, right? And the brain would rather say, yeah, you better stop. I'm doing an experiment to do. Those of you who like to eat quickly, I visited a friend of mine, a priest in Troy, New York. We sat down together, and I like to do a lot of talking, obviously. So I'm talking and eating, and he's sitting there eating. He says nothing. And he's completely finished with his food, and I barely touched mine, and then he's looking at me like, well, what's wrong with you, right? What's going on here? Okay? And I said, well, wait a minute, you got to give yourself some time to think, yeah, I think I've had enough, right? And that's really one great way to control your weight, right, in terms of what you're bringing in, right? There are two real good ways to control your weight. One, obviously, is to keep your mouth shut, right? Yeah, that's a good one, so you're laughing over there, okay? But the other way is to let your brain work, let your brain get involved and say, I think I've had enough, and we'll go and do something else. Okay? And then we'll come back later when we're really hungry.
Well, yes? You can do it the old-fashioned way.
What's the old-fashioned?
You had breakfast, dinner, and supper.
And supper.
And dinner was the main meal of the day at lunchtime because people lived within so that they could come home for dinner.
Right, and then there are some people, friends of mine, who say they never know how long they're going to live, so they eat dessert first. So, but anyway, of course, different countries have different traditions, but I think we've gotten into this pattern of too little at breakfast, too much at dinner. And one of the interesting things is, if you eat too much at dinner, what do you end up going to do? What do you end up doing? Watch TV. So you're going to be sedentary. You're not going to be able to burn off too much of those calories, right? So your body does a very efficient job of storing them, right? That's what I sort of want to get into right now. Would anyone like to get involved with the show? I want to talk a little bit about cavemen and cave women. I've got a caveman or cave woman costume. Would anyone like to try this on? You can put this on and carry the caveman club. So I want to tell you something interesting about cavemen and cave women. Come on, try it out. This fits and stretches. I made sure I wore it yesterday. Who wants to try it out? Come on, try it. Cooler. Here, so you put your right arm through here, and the other arms will go. So, actually, I'll help you. So the right arm, here we go. Give her a round of applause for Lisa. This home, though. Gotta give it back to me. I'm going to do this next week when I do a kid show. So there's the right arm. She's got nice hair, so she didn't get it all messed up. And no, that's actually goes, like cavemen and cavewomen, they used to wear it like this. So the arm actually, right arm goes through here, goes through the hole, and then the other arm goes through here. This is actually a caveman, so it's what, take it up in the back. I don't want to, showing any body part she doesn't want to show. Just imagine, there she is. All right, and here's her cave woman club. All right, now.
You may be in trouble.
Maybe in trouble. She may hit me. I don't know if I'm there. I've got an extra club here. You can be the policeman here. All right, so
Charlie,
she's the cave woman, right? Now, cavemen and cave women didn't know where their next meal was coming from, did they? When she walked down the street, I guess you could call it a street wherever you live, right? Let's imagine you have a street. Did she see Burger King and Wendy's and McDonald's and KFC and Taco Bell? Did you see that lining your streets? No.
Not much.
Not much. Probably not at all, right? So she never knew where her next meal was coming from. So what did her body have to do? Her body had to store efficiently foods, right, or energy, or foods in the form of energy. And of course we store things as fat, don't we? Our muscles store a little bit of glycogen. Muscle glycogen only lasts about a day. So we needed to efficiently store energy in the form of fat, right? So of course nowadays we say, oh, everybody's so fat. We're in a country 60% are overweight. And of course when we walk down the street we see Burger King and Wendy's and White Castle and Taco Bell. See, look how all... But are we any different than she is in terms of our ability to store energy? No, we inherited that from her. And that was useful. And it's still useful. Can you imagine that? If you didn't know where your next meal was, we wouldn't live very long as a culture, would we? Right? Because these things weren't available. We didn't have abundant foods. So the ability to store energy in the form of fat is something that's necessary. Okay? What is your cave woman name anyway?
Florence.
Florence, okay. I'm glad to meet you. Well, no. Glad to meet you. Well, I'm going to have that back. Give her a round